before you went to that separation board, were the vaccines already like mandated, and were they how is like were they already mandated at that time?
Yeah, but by the time I went to the board, they were already mandated.
Okay, and then
The
follow up
mandate,
question
yeah.
was how was the process like? So initially for me, like when the mandate came out, they're like, okay, everybody's gonna get their vaccine today, and then there's like this whole long story of like them shooting people up and them reading this thing and having formation and like So did that happen to you guys? Any stories about that? Like getting
Um,
people to get vaccinated?
no, in my specific unit, I didn't hear about anybody doing that, or having that done to them. There was a specific first sergeant at the time. He's a sergeant major now. Um, Foley. He was
Yeah, he earned his stripes.
yeah.
Yeah.
He was particularly zealous and egregious towards individuals. There was one Marine, another corporal who was um, he had put in a religious exemption the same time I did,
Uh,
and publicly in the office in front of junior Marines for anybody to hear, he comes in and starts berating him about his religious exemption. Did you write any crazy shit on your religious exemption? He's like, what are you talking about? I don't think I wrote any crazy shit.
yeah,
I wrote down what I believe, you know, that kind of thing. That was very prevalent. But as far as
humiliation. Yeah,
yeah,
That's
there
what
was
it
plenty of
is.
humiliation. I mean, they were very careful about how they chose to do it.
yeah.
Mhm.
Um,
So for your religious exemption, like, was the process easy to do? Was there a lot of kickback? Was it easy to get with the chaplain? Um, how fast was the denials? All that.
well, so the religious exemption, um, the whole process was treated as a legal hurdle that the institution had to get over in order to kick you out anyway. And that's how the command understood it. That's how it was implemented, and that's how it felt to anybody that was having to go through the
Wow.
process.
So it was more like
That's what they
just
did to everybody.
paperwork to say no to get
To
you
say
out.
no. There you
Yes,
go.
exactly.
Yeah.
Now, I,
Wow.
I did file the paperwork. I did not appeal it.
Okay.
A lot of people did. I know people that aren't incredibly religious, right? That put in a religious exemption packet anyway because, like, okay, it's not my religion that's precluding me from doing this, but you are giving me no other form of rebuttal, right? Now, I can't just say this, like, I couldn't bring them the science and say this is wrong. That
Yeah.
wasn't good enough.
Yeah, they
I
wouldn't look
could
at that
say,
anyways. Yeah.
yeah, I could say that my deity tells me that this is a sin, and they would accept that, but that would only stall the process. So a lot of people recognize that
Did you know?
bureaucracy
Did
and
you know
went with it.
for religious exemptions, you can do a religious exemption even if you're atheist, because it's not. You don't have to have a specific religion. It has to do with your conscience, right? You can be a conscious objector to the vaccine, and
Right.
that is considered a religious exemption.
Right. And that would be news to me once I got out. But during the process, that wouldn't have been made clear to anybody. They would have laughed at you for that.
Right. Well, exactly, and that's why I didn't actually do one. I was thinking about doing one, and I started looking into the research, and I didn't go too far because when I actually discovered that it was illegal what they were doing, then I was like, well, I don't even need to waste my time doing this. This shit's illegal, so I just went that route, which obviously I failed at that too. So
Yeah. Well, and they tried every trick in the book to try to coerce people, even the ones they were kicking out into doing this. Like they threatened dishonorables. At one point, they've threatened brig time, but that was very short lived. But that went from brig time to dishonorables to OTHs to okay, now everybody's getting out with a general. To most of these guys that got out with honorable, most of them. Or once they did get out, they changed it. I'm in the process of changing that to a full honorable.